So a quick overview before we get started. So the main things that we will cover here are the ability to automate tasks and processes, looking at employee workflows and business processes that span multiple applications, and the ability to work with application connectors, pre-packaged processes provided by other teams, orchestration choreography of the various flows, messaging and event-based integrations, and the developer experience for targeting business users to be able to build out some of these. So as part of this presentation, we will look at our internal process automation tool. The product offers multiple UIs and multiple capabilities that allow customers from an automation perspective to build out long-running or short-running business workflows, create digital tasks based off of industry standard notations that are documented there. And we allow end users to be able to interact with the various processes that are being created for them through forms, digital tasks, and such. And we allow the users to bring in integrations designed or authored in Integration Cloud to allow users to seamlessly collaborate. The general framework that we will see as we built out this demo is build, integrate, engage. The ability to do no code, low code development using our design framework, the ability to integrate through various apps and through the connectivity layer that is provided by our integration platform, which allows you to use any hundreds of our adapters, use as part of an integration, and be able to integrate with applications, get data, etc. as well. And lastly, engage, which fundamentally allows end users to have a personalized engagement with their employees, as well as internal and external stakeholders for various purposes. So we will look at two primary use cases. The first use case that we will look at is process automation as part of our ERP cloud. And the use case that we will look at is the project close use case. So a typical project close use case is pretty straightforward. When a project is being completed or closed out, there is multiple pieces of multiple sub tasks or processes or requisitions or orders need to be completed before the project can be successfully closed out. These various subcomponents can be owned by other stakeholders, other actors within your organization, and in most cases, these are long-running conversations that need to be initiated with some of those folks for larger customers to successfully close out a project. So we will look at how we can use our product to extend the project close capability within ERP. So this is the process that we will look at. As you can see in this particular process, we have a larger project close process that is being created and authored here. We have a number of different stages, the open transaction stage, the order close, requisition close, and then finally finalizing your project close itself. Let's look at and as from this primary process, we are calling other processes as well as sub-processes. We are calling our decision service rules engine to gather the business rules that are required. We are creating open POs and creating digital tasks for various items that need to be completed before these POs can be closed. And finally, we will complete this particular process. We have a number of different artifacts as part of this process. So we have a number of different processes, UIs for users to interact with, decision models, connectivity to a number of applications, various roles, etc., as part of our setup here. So let's go look at the actual use case. So I'm in the project UI here. And what I'm going to do initially is going to go into the projects list that I have. I'm going to pick project P3, and I'm going to initiate the event to pending close. So this now generates an event that's going to be consumed from the ERP application by Oracle Integration. Oracle Integration is going to trigger the various steps that are required for the event to be processed, send through the next steps that are required. And once this has been done, we will generate various tasks that are required for the users. So what we are now moving into our workspace from an end user experience perspective. So as a project manager, I'll be the first person to be notified that my project that I'm responsible for, the close has been initiated. I can see that the various details of this particular project close that is available to me now. I can see that, and this is an FII task, so I just need to acknowledge the task itself. I can see that the various project details are available to me. I can see that the various details that are various dependencies that are required to be completed before we can move on with the project close. So I can acknowledge this, and what is going to happen now is that two new line items are created, one for the PO sub process to be closed, and one for the requisition to be closed. Now, in the real world scenario, these would be assigned to different stakeholders based on their tasks and roles and privileges, and users would be able to look at their tasks and work off of closing out individual line items as required. Once all of these line items are closed out, from an end user perspective, the fundamental or the primary project that we initiated the pending close for will be completed, and we can close this out. So this is an example of how we are leveraged across multiple applications in the context of a project close scenario. And we will look at another scenario as part of this demo before we wrap up. So one of the common use cases that we end up working with is for HR use cases. That is typically with multiple employees as part of an organization, as well as multiple managers, as well as various other personas. HCM Cloud uses our tooling for a number of different use cases. One of the primary use cases is a badging example where, as part of an onboarding experience for an employee, a badge request needs to be created. The employee initiation or the employee onboarding is initiated. The badge request task is being created, where we retrieve the employee information, review the data and the payload. The employee uploads the photo that is reviewed by the facilities group in an automated or a manual fashion as part of a form. And once the photo has passed all the gates for acceptance, then the request is sent to a third-party badge generation or badge printing system, and then the badge is actually shipped out to the employee. This shows a quick example of how this is part of a larger onboarding process, and this shows how a quick part of how an employee badge request process is created as part of our internal use case. So we will look at a small portion of this as part of the demo today. We saw how we can work with structured data events as part of the ERP example, as well as users interacting with data in forms. One of the things that we have been adding is the ability to work off of unstructured or semi-structured data with capabilities of text extraction. And as part of the employee onboarding process, one of the key things that need to be done is the ability to upload identification information for an employee, and that information to be processed for this particular user. So we have a quick example already set up here. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I have a task that's been created for an employee to upload their driving license as part of their review process to provide identification information as part of an onboarding process. So I've just uploaded the driving license information for Sarah here. I am, as you can see, the image that I uploaded is on the left, that is represented. The data that is on the right is available to me. I can edit the data if I need to, or I can go ahead and simply add the information that is required for Sarah Morgan here. I have now successfully created this information, and I can go ahead and submit this task. And this task is now completed for Sarah, who was assigned this as part of her onboarding process. So I'm in the application now. Let's go ahead and look at Sarah's profile. I can see that the identification information is now available in my application. And the information is also available as part of my document of record here. So I can see that the image that I uploaded is also now available in the application itself. So this is part of a larger onboarding application provided for internal employees. But as you can see, we are showing a part of it here, but how we work with various applications in the context of the scenarios that we have outlined. So before we wrap up, a quick summary. We are showcasing how our platform can be leveraged for internal workflows as well as other scenarios in the context of integration and automation